Okay, everyone. So, welcome. Today is Tuesday, March 3rd. So, welcome. Perhaps just as we arrive here and begin today, ah, can settle into the moment. Just feel your body, the sensation of aliveness that's here, whether you've had a full day and it's tired or just heart beating, lungs working, mind doing what it does. Take a deep breath. Taking in a little bit of reality, air, consuming some air. All right. And let's have a little check in. So just sharing what you're noticing, what you've been watching, your with your thoughts, any particular thought that you're aware of that seems interesting or stressful. You might want to take the inquiry, just sharing. So how about if we start with Teresa? Hello, my dear.
Hello. Um, so I watched Thursday's video from last week. This whole I am not satisfied is a big one. Like my brain wants to say, look, just fix that and you'll be fixed, right? So yeah, just kind of holding that one and really wanting to savor it. And like I went to my eye doctor today and I had to do a test that I hate. And I wasn't expecting to have to do that one. And the split moment was like, you have a choice. You have a choice to just find satisfaction in this moment, or you have a choice to fight it. And so I really tried to um, just let it be. And so the I am not or never satisfied. I'm alone. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Trying to keep an eye out for that one. I need to be thinner. Those are three. And then your video about compassion versus empathy.
Mm.
Just keeping that one in the back of my mind because I I um, I guess I tend to be more empathetic. Others' needs come before mine, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I am. And so just looking for the win-win, looking for the how can this be okay for both of us and not just you? Not that they even know that it's not
Right.
okay with me because I don't
Right. Yeah.
share with them but yeah, so those are the things that are going with me throughout my my crazy busy day today. So
Awesome. Yeah. I love you mentioned that. In some of these, the turnarounds can actually be like we find a Yahoo turnaround sometimes and see if it makes sense, but like, oh, I'm never satisfied. Huh. Like kind of like that too. Like it's okay, like there's something sort of entertaining about it or interesting or like that's okay, like too. Uh
and I'm human, of
yeah,
course, that's the human condition, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's sort of fun. But yeah, and I love you mentioned that empathy versus compassion videos. Just watching what we think these things mean. We think, oh, both of those are fantastic. But yeah, yeah. Not if we're putting everyone first and not us. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Thank you. All right. Julia, hello. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you. I just now the last 2 hours I felt like a lot of irritation and anger, and then I feel this, how you say, the feeling of actually turning anger against the anger, because I'm not able to sit with it. So I think I have to sit with it in a special way, and that makes me like really hard on myself for not feeling that I am able to sit with these emotions, and not knowing what to do if I get
Mm, mm,
scared of it or if I get distressed by it. But it's like I was looking I was looking and doing worksheet around the thoughts that came up during the workday, and after I did that, then I just felt like this emotion was left. I don't know if it was from the day or it was just an emotion, and I just yeah, it's this getting very angry with myself, or something is needs to be different, or I need to be able to be with it in a different way.
mm, mm.
And then I just sat with it for a little while, and then it's like I want a certain outcome, because I don't think that that is good enough.
Uh,
Just
yeah,
to sit with it for a while, and then it's like there has to come something out of it, or I have to get a certain outcome before I'm satisfied, or something like that. So
yeah.
not even to actually sit with it for a couple of minutes, it's not good enough.
So good to see, like the have to. I have to, like the mind will just come in and start to have rules about, the so tricky. I mean, we all do it. That's what I have to do. I have to sit with it, and then what does sit with it look like? And then there needs to be an outcome, or something helpful or interesting, which of course we'd like. But yeah, it's a kind of a, oh yeah, yeah. There it goes. It's talking. It's talking. And thank you for sharing. Maybe it's okay, whatever's happening.
Yeah, actually, I see that I cannot observe the talking in that moment.
Uh,
It's like being very identified with the talking when this is happening.
uh,
So
oh,
maybe that is what's become very stressful, because I get so identified that I don't observe the thought pattern.
sure. Yeah. A good observation there. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Mm, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Nanu, how about you? Ah, we can't hear you even though you unmuted. There you are. Now we can hear something. Headphones.
Headphones, that it's only the microphone working, so that's why sometimes I forget to. I'm really grateful for everybody's wisdom on Marco Polo. I'm listening. I haven't appeared on a video only twice, I think, but it's really good to listen to everybody's wisdom.
Sweet. Yeah.
So I'm still following that plan since the beginning of the year, and it seems to bring me peaceful eating.
Sweet. Nice.
And I noticed that I'm going to a retreat in April, and I know that the food is I feel like I'm eating all the time when I go there. And so it was good to connect with the person organizing it and ask her, would it be okay to eat according to my plan? And I feel good for doing that.
Yes. So nice. Like taking care of yourself. Like a little,
Yes.
yeah. Being a good parent. Very sweet. Awesome. Yeah. Donnie, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I had last night a craving episode, like wanting to eat something, I ate it, and watching myself doing that, knowing better than I should not, but could not stop it.
Mm. Ah.
So it was nice to watch. It's
Mm-hmm.
very automatic. It's like, I don't know how you can break the spell in the middle of the episode itself.
Yeah. Isn't that an interesting thing? Right. It has such a like a whole wave going up that almost has to crash.
Yeah. The best thing you can do not to drown is to go under.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah. And it is I recall, not I don't know exactly when it was. I couldn't place that on it, but I do have this strong memory once of suddenly stopping in the middle, like just one time, like going, oh, oh, and it what kind of like oh no, and sitting down, like going over from where I was standing and eating to going into like maybe 10 steps away and sitting.
Yeah. So I know better than to beat myself up for it.
Yes, beautiful.
So that is taken care of. But
Mhm.
I was amazed that I could not stop in the middle or before or
Uh-huh.
any time, actually.
Yeah.
It's like you're aware that it's going to happen and
Uh,
you're not able to stop. And
sure.
I'm sure everybody here has the same experience.
Yeah. Yeah. And that can be just wonderful to watch that craving, like do some, like look at it after, like you always, the way you remember each moment and the feeling in the moment as it propels forward. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. It's,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Anybody wants a bite? Oh, it's cute. Laura,
Hello.
hello.
I miss you guys. Yesterday it was so quiet on Polo. Jess was the only one besides my reaction to Jess, and I just couldn't help it. There was a part, yeah, I missed everybody. I really did. This morning and it was equally as quiet, I think, on Slack, which I'm actually really quite liking, by the way. Today, it's my food, my mini binging this morning is a result of me feeling very disappointed in hope. I know. I've really been thinking about that this morning and trying to examine why. And it's around my hydrocephalus, it's around my memory. It's that I was at peace at a time with what may happen to my brain. And I realized that the reason why I was at peace was because I had hope that something would change. That in a year I would have the MRI, and in a year I would have answers, and in a year there would be another surgery. And that surgery would make it much better. And now it doesn't appear that that's going to happen. And I'm not even sure I want it to happen. So I placed all my peace, and I didn't even realize what I was doing. I placed all my peace in hope. And so now so I'm eating this morning because I'm feeling stressed about that. But how that relates to the program, Eating Peace program, is that so I forget. I've forgotten to listen to any more of the videos. I have forgotten to do several things. I've forgotten they even existed. It takes great effort to remember these. And so when they don't happen, or like yesterday when there was very little things going on, I thought, did I not remember that no one was going to be here? I mean, it was a very strange feeling. And all kinds of feelings came up like, oh my gosh, they don't love me. oh no, I've been kicked out of the group. You know, I mean, just
Yeah.
kind of insanity. It really is insane thinking.
Uh-huh.
Of course, I know that's not true, but so I, yeah, I'm just kind of disappointed in hope. Like I'm wondering if any of this is going to work
Mm. Mm.
because of me, not because of the program, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just sitting thinking how powerful that is to watch, like, because there's movies, epic movies are made out of people not losing hope, right?
Right. I teach that
Yeah.
on a regular basis. You know, you got to give them hope.
Yeah.
But is hope really the
Yeah.
answer?
Right.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So then finding peace, I mean, really, truly finding and loving what is right now.
Yeah.
Just makes me want to cry.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I know how to do that. I thought I was pretty good at worksheets, you know, but
Yeah.
I think it's deeper than what I think it is. No, that's interesting. It's
Yeah.
deeper than what I think it is.
Uh-huh. It's great. It's great. It's great. Yeah. It's like, could it be? Yeah. Could it be right here, right now? And it's just,
It is,
Yeah.
except for my story.
that's right.
I know that. I just can't seem to part the curtain.
Sure.
Something's I'm holding, and it's not dementia. It's not my mind being pressed up against my skull. It's my story. It's my belief.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been okay. So now I'm in my head, right? Now it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's been useful to me. I've survived the best way. I'm there. I'm there. I'm not beating myself up. I'm just sad. I can't quite part the curtain.
Hmm. That's a
Thanks.
very good one for just seeing all the thoughts there. I can't part the curtain. I need to part the curtain. I'm not getting something. They're very profound thoughts.
You know, it goes back to the very beginning when so many people were saying, I'm not getting it or I won't get it.
Yeah.
I had hope.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yes. It's such a good one, Laura. I don't know exactly how we do it, but I think there's some great inquiry right there. Yeah. You know it. We've all probably heard Byron Katie. It's one of the little things. It's like a funny, well, she'll say into the audience because it's been something she's repeated for many years. And what are we knowing? That it's hopeless, and everybody says it's hopeless together. Very interesting. Hopeless. And just watching the response, like, oh, that's really sad. But is that as sad as we think? Yeah. It's a very strange thing in some ways to not have thought. The question 4 is asking, who would you be without thought? Period.
Maybe hope keeps us in the pain.
Could be. It seems to have a, maybe it's useful, like so many things that are wonderful for a while. I don't know.
In a crisis.
Yeah. Maybe if you were in a plane crash, it's, and you're surviving in the Andes, it's good. Who knows?
Right.
And then whatever's after that. Yeah, very interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
I miss you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Sweet. and Abby. Hi, Abby.
Hi. Sorry, I'll have to go under the radar in a little bit without the video or sound, just because I have to move around. But I thought I wanted to join in rather than nothing at all. I like that. I can't quite part the curtain. That's good imagery right there. But what's been on my mind a lot today was I was doing the work around my body should be different. And then I started to come to, oh, wait a minute. It's like I get this feeling that my behavior in the past should have been different, because then I would be a different person today. Like I'd be, I'd have a different body, or I'd have a different life. I would be a different person. And so I keep like being pulled back into that. I should have behaved differently. And it can be applied to so many things for me. Of course, I had specific incidences, but that's kind of what's floating in my mind.
I love that retroactive, like it'll do it retroactively, like I'm going to go.
Yes.
I know.
It just creates such shame, because it's like, and really it's so pointless, because we really can't go back and change the past. So it does seem pointless, but it's very powerful.
Yeah.
That sense of like, I should have done this, I should have done that. If only I'd done this, if only I'd done that, if only I had been different, then I'd be different now. It's a lot of being different.
Yeah. Yes.
Jeez.
I just like that. It's like a song, singing a song, not this.
Yeah.
And I just think the mind has a tendency to run that way, like that song somehow.
Very much
Not
so. What is
this.
that?
Yeah. This can't be it. Not this.
Are you kidding?
Right. Yeah. No, thank you. All right. That's a funny one. I like that one. I should have done it differently. So good. Yeah. Okay. All right. Where shall we go? Look at that. Didn't even write them down. See what happens sometimes. Don't know. Anybody have like a thought they think, oh yes, from what I've heard and what's percolating in there, wouldn't that be good to question? Be interesting. Okay, let's do something with oh, I can't stop. Yeah, Nanu.
There is a different way.
There's a different way. Beautiful. Okay. And I like what Donnie just said too. I can't stop. Okay. So you can just see I can't stop. We will just sit that in some ways they could be so, I mean, they're completely different words, but how interesting. I can't stop. Can't stop doing it this way, Yeah. In the middle of binging. And you can see however it comes for you. It's really interesting to have those two at the same time. I can't stop, and there's a different way. There's another way. Yeah, so interesting. I can't stop in the middle of binging. I can't stop thinking the way I'm thinking. I can't stop being the way I am. I can't stop hoping for something else. We'll just run with that. Just sort of go like what you find. I can't stop. And you can think of it in that moment of eating. I cannot stop. Can't stop thinking about it. There's another way. a different way. So everybody, you can find your proof, whether it's just like that moment of binging like Donnie was speaking to, but this other, I can't stop being the way I am. I can't stop that wave or that movement. I can't stop that. Okay. So let's look. All right, is that true? That in that situation that you're thinking of, you can't stop? And you can fill in the blank of whatever it is that you can't stop. And if you're noticing a yes, 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 so much proof, yes. Can you absolutely know that you can't stop? So if anyone wants to share what they're noticing with your answer, please do. And if you want to remain quiet, also beautiful. Either way. You can always share in the chat too. Okay, so I see Donnie says no. So what happens when you think you can't stop? You can't stop binging. You can't stop thinking. You can't stop being the way you are. You can't stop in that situation. What happens when you think that thought? And I knew I have to make it true. Yeah, is it like if it's not true, then is it my fault? Or I'm refusing to stop or whatever. Does mind travel that way? Can't stop. What happens? You might see what images you have of what stopping looks like, or never stopping, in the past or the future. And Donnie shares, I feel feeling powerless and out of control. Yeah, I can't stop. Good to see. Stopping means dealing with feelings can't be dealing with right now. Stopping is maybe very uncomfortable, impossible, just too hard. You might even think it requires something that's not available to me. Can't.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost something printed in the DNA. Like I see these people that I know from youth that told me I never had this urge at all. And it was like I felt so jealous in a way because I thought, okay, it felt like I only know this urge. So how to go somewhere where it seems like every reaction or every way of yeah reacting to something was this urge and following it. So it feels like, yeah, this a little bit like I'm a hopeless case. There's no hope for me in that matter,
Mm,
and also not trusting in the ability to change because, yeah.
mm. It's great to mention hope there since we're talking about hope. Yeah, hopeless.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, Laura, false promise, defeated, destined. And you see what that feeling is like. Color, texture, temperature, where it sits in your body. I can't stop. Or a painful. You might have pictures of the future. I can't stop. So since I can't stop, it's going to continue and continue and continue. Right? Or maybe even only death would stop it. No, stopping would mean leaving unfinished business, and unfinished business means I cannot start a new page. Hmm.
It feels a little weird, but I just was taken back to being a little girl and my mom like telling me, stop it, stop it, stop it. And I don't know what I'm supposed to stop, what I'm not stopping. I don't know.
That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Mm, mm. Yeah, that's an interesting one because it's like we care so much about what our parents are saying. And so, like, whoa, this thing just stop. And I'm not being sure about what it is. It's good. Yeah, confusing or wanting to stop and not even sure what the thing is I'm supposed to stop. I want to please the other person, but I'm not sure how exactly. And it is good to see in some cases, like maybe that look at that, the eating one or the movement towards something, or like exploding if you're angry. That crossed my mind of like you picture what stopping looks like, and it's just completely so far away from what's happening. And that it would
I
be.
see that it turns into, sorry, were you saying something?
Go ahead.
Okay, I see it turns into actually going into I won't stop, and then this huge rage come up, and this rage is just like wanting to kill and destroy, and like a really anger, like get away, shut up, and leave me alone. It's like these three sentences, but really wanting to, and it's like something I won't stop until this that I can't catch or put my words upon is not there anymore, or is seen, or something like that. So it's like not being understood, or not really seeing what is the real picture here, and something will not rest my case until. So if nobody understand anything at all, then I won't stop. I won't stop. I will continue, because it doesn't matter anyhow.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. That's very powerful to see, what this stopping thing that I'm imagining I can't do. Like I might want to, I won't stop. There's to be something very, very painful about having this thing happening inside, like a feeling or whatever, and having it get squelched or squashed, or that maybe even more hopeless to not. That's interesting. Yep. So Donnie sharing, the deficient self was I'm a coward, not facing my father. Food, overeating was comfort, but also rebellious action. Yeah. So giving that up too felt as being left with nothing at all. Seems like that's what I'm up against when trying to stop. And Teresa, stop is abrupt, harsh. Yeah. It's getting an image of like the old-fashioned record player playing. There's a needle that goes on the sound, and all of a sudden, psh, total sudden silence somehow. And just noticing in that framework, the stopping and the continuing are both uncomfortable. Don't like either one.
Also, the stopping means being kind towards myself, and I don't know that language. I know being harsh upon myself. And that is very much in alignment with not stopping.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Either way, stopping isn't good, like what you just said. Stopping isn't kind. Yeah, interesting. I do like noticing the thought. It's like whatever will happen next. It's like there's a few, even if it's a second from now. just that this is going to get worse, or there'll be something really uncomfortable, or just even this idea about stopping, not liking it, fear. But it does feel like to me like there's a lot of it's what's going to happen in the future, or looking back at something that I couldn't stop, and looking back into the past in this moment, in the moment I can't stop. I'm not very present, really. Yeah, Donnie, to stop or not to stop is not the question. To be peaceful regardless is a better way, so it seems. What I resist persists, so perhaps not stopping is a better way. Really, it begins to kind of fall into, who would I be without the thought? I can't stop. I'm not able. Just in the moment here, without any sense of the future and where this is going or where I've been. Without that belief, I can't. I love the word I can't. It's like I'm actually not able. And that's great, noticing about no future, Laura, and I'm not overeating right now. Yeah. So stopping happened. Without the thought, I notice sometimes like stopping happens, and actually happens with just about everything, because I go to sleep every day. It's just like sleeping is so fascinating, isn't it? Like totally shutting everything down, like you just don't remember, not thinking. If there's no future, Donnie, we can never overdo anything. Yeah. So just seeing, without that thought, I can't stop. You're looking at a past situation and imagining the future. See more, Laura. Hello, anxiety. Yeah, Teresa, it opens up possibilities and options. I can sure see that. It's like I'm curious without the thought. Huh. Hmm. Let's find turnarounds. I can't stop. Could be some fun different ways to look at the turnarounds. Simple. I can. I'm able to. Just good to notice that happens anyway, like we were just mentioning. Done. Without the thought, I leave the door open for awareness, regardless of stopping or not. Mm-hmm.
I see that it's true that I can stop, because I see that it's not always that I will, binge eating or I will overeat. So, and also patterns are changing. Sometimes I find myself recently actually leaving something on the plate or stopping halfway through or something like that. So unless I then bring in the past and judge that, or I will bring in the future and say, okay, see, you did it now, but wait, tomorrow you will be doomed again. Unless I bring those two in, it is true that I can stop. It is happening.
Mm. Yeah, that's really sweet. Yeah. Laura saying, I have to stop in order to consider the thought. So I have stopped. Something's stopping. Yeah, I stopped. Good. And Donnie, I can stop and stop thinking about stopping. And I knew I did stop. When I thought my husband was home early, I stopped and pushed the biscuits under a cushion. And then false alarm, and I started again. Oh, so funny. Yeah. Johnny says, can you share it now? Oh, you ate it. That is a fun thing to notice. That's I thought it was really quite interesting to notice, you're in the middle of something you think is a stream of just like the whatever we're calling compulsion, and then something happens. There's a knock on the door, or that person showed up, or something unexpected, and you actually turn your attention there. It's interesting. So could it be just as possible to stop? Those are stopping because you're afraid. But could there be other reasons people stop? You can find that. And Laura, do I have to stop permanently? Yeah.
I had this thought because I was doing a little bit around thinking this thought that I have, and I don't know if it's a direct turnaround, but this thought of like I don't have to stop. So not meaning like I don't have to stop, meaning I can keep like indulging in this thinking, but that there is something very relieving in that idea for me, that I don't have to make this happen. I don't have to stop. I don't have to force something.
Yes. Yes.
Just and watch it and see it, and so that kind of popped into my mind. I don't know if that really sits, but
yeah, I love that one. Yeah, it's like stopping occurs, and is it their I, like the turnaround? It's I can't stop. It just can't stop without an I involved. Yeah.
And the idea too that it's like it's okay that you're thinking this way. It's okay that you're doing this. It's okay. Don't.
Yeah. How wonderful to notice that it is. It's like, the sun is still shining, even though I'm thinking, or whatever, I mean, just sometimes those simple examples, it seems so simple. Or how do my feet feel about the situation? They're here. They don't mind. Yeah, and Nanu, that's great to find. If it is I can't stop equals not allowed, then the turnaround can be, I am allowed to stop. It's okay to stop. Yeah. And if that equals not able to, all that, then the turnaround could be, I am able.
Actually, I see some safety in holding on to the thoughts. I can't stop, because it's like if I let go of this thought, then I end up in this okay, then it will just go like crazy, crazy, crazy berserk. So there's something, a
Yeah,
safety line in holding on.
I love that. I love seeing that. Yeah. And even just naming it, it's kind of like it's just this huge, incredible force, and I'm like this little person that doesn't really have, not in charge and doesn't really have control, which is, you know, that maybe has some truth to it, but it's like, and that there is something, okay, I don't have to push so hard when I think that too, you know, I can't stop. Look at it, look at this. So I can, yeah, I really love the example of I can, that inquiry, there's something happening when you just inquire that opens up a stop. It's just like pulling away from that thing. You don't have to rise above it. Yeah, I can stop, like with force. It's more like just uh, relaxing. I can not respond. So stopping can't me or I can't stop. Stopping can't me.
Doesn't Katie say thoughts happen? So I can't stop my thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to meet that.
Yeah.
Very logical of me. I'm not sure I feel that and embrace that right now, because I would like it all to stop.
Yeah. 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 Something seems easier about that for sure. At least to the mind. So Donnie says, love will always win fear. Fear is limited and love is not. Stop or not, love wins. No need to stop thinking, just stop believing. Yeah. It's kind of like, there it is all happening. And what my part is how I respond. Now, I'm not in charge of what's actually happening. And Nanu, I can't stop while I'm not stopping. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I like to see that stopping can't me, you know, like the stopping thing that the mind thinks is supposed to happen. That would be easier. It's whatever it is, the energy of stopping, whatever the stopping thing looks like. It can't really touch this thing that is here since I was born, you know, or since I was conscious, or something that's a life force in this. It just lets, like love, Danny mentioned, you know, it's just here. Here it is. It's kind of okay with everything. And Donnie, I believed I should have stopped. In reality, I did not. I can still love me, stopping or not. I love reality instead. Yeah. can be helpful to see, you know, so in that not stopping situation, how is that of service? Brings me to the work now in the moment. So I can't stop. I kind of think of like putting the brakes on something, you know, stop. I can't go. Can't make it go faster. I don't know whatever would be that kind of opposite too. Can't make it go faster than it's going. Keep it going. Can't do
I
that.
can find that. I can't go. I'm trying to escape. Again, the resistance. I don't want to stay here and be with it. I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it works. It does something, but it doesn't bring peace.
Yes. Right. It can change the channel temporarily, you know. Yeah.
I do that often, literally. But that's hope. That is to go into the future.
Yeah.
In this case, there is no future. I get it, Katie. I see it now.
Sometimes think of that as the, you know, that little saying that people say you're rearranging the furniture on the Titanic, which is like all scary because you think the Titanic sinking is like a scary thing. But yeah, moving things around, thinking I'm doing something, and it's okay because I'm occupied. But if it's not terrible, that it's going down. So that's a little bit of a scary picture.
That's interesting. Will you talk more about that either now or later?
Yeah.
That hit something in me because I'm terribly busy in my head, but I'm not terribly productive. And I get that in the real world. I can be busy, but am I productive?
Yeah.
But I never applied that to my mind.
Yeah. I just like that. I don't know when I first heard it a long time ago. You know, it's kind of out there as a little saying or a little quip, you know, that people will draw from, and they'll say it's like rearranging the furniture on the Titanic. And I sometimes think of the channel changing that we do, like impulses to go, like be in movement, you know, like what is rearranging furniture? It's like, I know I'm going to take this and put this over here. And then I'm going to take this and move this over here. And meanwhile, the whole thing is just, you know, submerging, or anyway, there's nothing you can do in a good way, but in a good way. So I thought, oh, that's a little bit foreboding, you know, the Titanic, and it was supposed to be great, and then it went down. That's the tale, right? But in a way, life, like moving towards something that is here for a little while and then over. It's all temporary. But there's something steady too. There's something steady and infinite. But the mind has a hard time grasping the idea of infinity. It's just good to find examples of how I'm still here, or life force is still running. Just feeling the pulse of life, like I'm alive. It's kind of doesn't need a thought to operate. And helpful, you know, helpful. Maybe the person is so anxious, they start moving furniture around on the Titanic, they feel better for a little while, and then to just like be able to relax and be there without anticipating what's happening next, or that it's going to be awful, is really an amazing, beautiful, beautiful thing. Imagine.
You know, I'm just the opposite. At the times in my life where I've had people that would come in and help me clean, I didn't want them to move anything. They could move it, but they had to put it right back. I did. I've been in this house for 15 years, and not one, not one piece of furniture has been moved. Everything is the same. It's like, don't move it. Leave it like it is. And I think that's cement thinking. And that's why it's been such a challenge for me to have everything so disruptive.
Sure.
It's actually been mixing it up. It's been good.
Yeah, beautiful.
So moving furniture.
Yeah.
Looking at things in different ways.
Yeah. Well, I sometimes think it's a symbolic too. So it's great to know like placement and environment and things like, you know, you like it where it is. It's very sweet to see what supports you. And the symbol or the metaphor about moving stuff around, it can be like actually changing the TV channel or going to get something to eat or, you know, the stuff that we do to kind of like be busy, look busy, look busy. Yeah. And that something will be really uncomfortable about not being busy. And maybe it will be for a second, but maybe less than we ever imagine. So we could turn this around, you know, so stopping can't do me. I mean, there's a steadiness of something there, the I that is present or just something. Nice to notice, but we could do the turnaround like a Yahoo, like, woohoo, I can't stop. And just watching the perceived benefits or, you know, just finding even that too. How is that of service? And Donnie, I can't stop as a fear-based thought. Without the thought, I'm opening to something else. Sure. Yeah. I love that. It's like with the thought, noticing the stopping thing that should happen. That's the answer. And this, what's happening right now, bad. Fearful. Yeah. So maybe stopping is not required.
How can I stop until I'm stopped?
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe that's what loving really is all about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I got the I don't know down. No, I really don't either. I got nothing. That's not true either.
Yeah. Teresa, celebrating me, what I do without a judgment. Wow. Yes.
Did you hear Jess's Marco Polo yesterday? Yeah. Have you did about her going on a cruise?
Yes. Amazing. For those who missed it, Jess was saying, you know, my body isn't good enough to go on the cruise and all these terrible on the cruise, you know, it'll be seen and shown and it's too heavy and stuff. Oh, my body is just right. Like to take this body on a cruise, what a perfect thing to do with this body. This body needs a cruise. Like it gets to.
This body deserves a cruise for how mean I've been to it. That's what it was. She was like, yeah. Oh my gosh, it was wonderful.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah, that was great. Maybe there's something there too with it deserves, you know, stopping can be sweet and deserving. Like I love the word deserving because it's like dessert. It's from the same root. It's like I receive something sweet. in this moment, but just knowing the sweetness of the moment, sweetness of any moment. So Nanu, I can't stop. Is that in the future? And if so, how can I stop until the future happens?
And then it's no longer the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get this feeling from childhood. It's like, when you turn it around to with the excitement, I can't stop. It's like this overflowing, how you say, gift from life, like in any moment, endless, how you say, opportunities or gift, this immense freedom that has nothing to do with me personally, but just is gifted in being excited or curious or um, entertained by something. And then I saw that at some point in life, I took it very personally, all this freedom and all these choices. So then it became very overwhelming for me as a person to pick right from wrong.
Yeah.
And something shifted there, because I just sit with these two feelings, and I can also feel like from the person perspective this sense of freedom gets very overwhelming. But when I was in childhood state, it's the most natural thing, because it's not bound to um, anything that is something to do with danger in any way.
Yeah.
Like opposite.
That's beautiful. Yeah. That's a great resource. Like just recalling that or remembering that, or just the beauty. I love noticing this thing of who I'd be without thought. Like just that it can be scary. Maybe that's one of the reasons why we haven't liked questioning our thoughts. What? Total freedom. I'm free. I'm totally free. Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Teresa, I can't stop life, love, opportunities, celebrations. Yeah. I love that, Julia, she says. I can't stop the next moment. It's like, that's kind of exciting too, right? Just the learning. I can't stop the learning and awareness that happens, and learning how to walk, wobbly, fall down, wobbly. Yeah, just learning without rules. Really wonderful to think of, like, some sort of effort with stopping is not required. And it may be I stop, just wind up stopping. And I just find that noticing the fun of that, we already do that every single day, many times. There's starting and stopping. It's just happening all the time. Yeah. So except for the mind, we're actually pretty comfortable with lots of starting and stopping and things just moving all over the place, which is great. Great to notice. Only the mind is not so sure about all that.
Yeah. And also not stopping and not starting. We're doing that all the time as well. The
So beautiful.
breath doesn't stop. The heart doesn't stop.
That's right. And we're not in charge. Yeah. It's
And
just
it doesn't start either.
right.
And it can, if we take a very small moment, like nanoseconds, the heart has stopped. When
Yeah.
it's then starts again. So it's,
Yes.
you can see it in many different ways.
Love that. That's so great. Yeah. Beautiful. So fun. Love that. Like the stopping just doesn't happen until, if I think about binge eating, sometimes looking back, I mean, never with a plan. Like I am now stopping. How many times I said I am now stopping? No. And then there was a time when it was like the gap between apparently was growing many more days, and then a really long time between, which I don't even know. And then there was a last one, and I didn't know in the moment that it was the last one. I look back and go, oh, that was the last one. And there was like an interesting little, not at all running in anything whatsoever. And there was a little, like the sort of applying, just remember at the time, this had all built up. And then I was moving into a house with my first husband for the first time. Like I actually have a house for the first time ever. And on the way into the house, I thought, maybe I will never binge in that house. And there was a moment, and there wasn't like the same thing as deciding I'm going to stop, like a plan, but it was as if a feeling was, I'm able to, because it's happened. I've already been practicing it a little, like watching cravings and watching them die down. And then there was a moment when here comes the feeling in the new house, and something happened in the mind where it said, boy, I really like that idea of never binge eating in this house. I think I like that idea more. Like, so there was sort of an application in the mind of saying, I don't want that. But I don't think it's not me being in charge of that, but it was interesting. Yeah, kind of hard to describe. It was like something that kind of brought it, maybe, this is a moment, here it is. And I went, no, I mean, I like the idea of not. So, who knows? Yeah. So Laura saying, yeah. I love that, Laura. When I smoked, I stopped and started so many times, and finally I stopped. Yes. Same thing happened to me with smoking too. Like there was the here it comes, the craving to smoke, and saying no, like just being aware. I know where that's going. It was uncomfortable for a second. So noticing when it worked and when it did happen, rather than only focusing on when I didn't do it. And Donnie, Grace, can you send the address? I may rent that house. All right. Laughter. The best. Laughter, the best medicine. Very beautiful to be with everybody, and we get to see what happens today with all the flow of everything moving. Yeah, beautiful, everybody. Lots of love to you. Take good care. Bye-bye.